How can I take my corn yields to the next level? It's one of the most common questions in farming, yet the answer is complex because there are several variables that may differ across environments. The Pioneer Yield Pyramid Decision Tool utilizes advanced data science tools that synthesize thousands of Pioneer on farm trials to help farmers prioritize their management decisions and increase yield potential. Here's Brent Wilson, the product line and agronomy lead for Pioneer, to tell you more.
I'm excited today to introduce to you a new tool that will be available to all Pioneer sellers, and this is the Pioneer Yield Pyramid Decision Tool. So what this is basically a decision aid that you can use with customers to really help understand prioritization of crop management practices that lead to higher corn yield. So what you'll end up with is basically a prioritized list of management suggestions that are specific not only for certain regions within the U.S., but also by yield environment. This tool has been built on the power of Pioneer agronomy research and is based on the thousands of plots that you all have contributed to over the last several years, in addition to 10 years of weather data. Ultimately, what this tool has used is enabled you to have really strong conversations in assisting our customers to make sure that they can prioritize those key crop management actions that will increase corn yield for their operations. So, how do we use this tool? Step one is basically you need to orient yourself as far as where you're at in the U.S. We've divided up the country into 10 similar, what we call GEM zones, which are genetics by environment by management zones. Once you've kind of located yourself on the map, then you can look at where you are in that yield pyramid from low yield to high yield. The pyramid basically consists of 5 different levels. That base level, or level 1, would represent the USDA county average yield for that particular zone. Levels 2, 3, and 4 are based off our Pioneer internal research data, along with over 30 variables of crop management inputs. Level 5 is kind of the future. That would represent where some of our highest yielding fields occur, such as yield contest winners. Once you've identified what yield level you're at and where you want to move to, then we move on to the action steps. Each of the 10 zones has a specific list of action steps that pretty much guide us as far as what set of criteria, what set of practices enable us to reach these higher yield levels. In addition, we also prioritize those crop management inputs from the most responsive to the least responsive for each one of the 10 zones within the U.S. So now that we've kind of laid that out, you may be asking yourself, well, how do I use this? A couple examples that come to mind. The first one being is maybe you're working with a customer that's just rather frustrated with a particular field that may not be giving them the kind of yield potential in corn that they are expecting. You can use the yield pyramid data, compare it to their management operations, and see if there's any gaps or any differences that we might be able to help them fix and move on up to that higher yield level. Another situation might be a grower who says, I only want to spend X amount of dollars in crop inputs. Where do I put my money first? And so that prioritization of most valuable inputs might be the way to address that situation. And finally, just answering that simple question during the summer of, hey, what's new with Pioneer? Walking through the yield pyramid and how this can help each individual grower in improving their yield opportunity would be a great way to engage our customers and understand how to provide the kind of service and information that will enable them to be more profitable with Pioneer seed products. Thank you.